Nearly 60% of Americans could not cover a $1,000 emergency expense without going into debt. That means if a medical bill, a car repair, or a sudden job loss hits tomorrow, the majority of people in this country would immediately start borrowing. And borrowing under financial stress is one of the fastest ways to fall behind in ways that take years to recover from. Building an emergency fund is not glamorous financial advice. There are no stock tickers, no market predictions, and no get-rich-fast promises attached to it. But it is the single most important financial foundation you can build before anything else. Before you invest, before you pay off aggressive debt strategies, before you optimize your tax situation. Because without an emergency fund, every other financial plan you have is built on unstable ground. This video gives you a clear step-by-step system to build your emergency fund fast, even if your income feels tight right now. What an emergency fund actually is. An emergency fund is a dedicated pool of liquid cash set aside exclusively for genuine financial emergencies. A job loss, a major medical expense, a critical home repair, an unexpected car breakdown that affects your ability to work. These are the events an emergency fund is designed to absorb. It is not a vacation fund, it is not a down payment account, it is not an investment. It is a financial firewall between you and life's unpredictability. The standard target recommended by financial experts is 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses. Essential expenses include rent or mortgage payments, utilities, groceries, transportation, insurance premiums, and minimum debt payments. If your essential monthly expenses total $3,500 per month, your emergency fund target is between $10,500 and $21,000. Of course, your exact number may vary based on your situation, but this gives you a solid starting point. For people in variable income situations, such as freelancers, commission-based workers, or small business owners, financial planners generally recommend stretching toward the higher end, closer to 6 to 9 months of expenses. The more unpredictable your income, the larger the cushion needs to be. Why most people never build one? The most common reason people fail to build an emergency fund is not that they do not earn enough. It is that they have no specific system in place. Without a dedicated account, a clear target, and an automatic process, emergency fund contributions always lose out to daily spending and discretionary purchases. The second reason is psychology. Saving money that just sits in an account and does not grow dramatically can feel unrewarding. People see aggressive investment returns, they hear about assets appreciating, and a savings account earning even a solid interest rate feels boring by comparison. That mindset is exactly what keeps most people financially exposed. The third reason is starting too large. When someone sets a goal of saving $15,000 and starts from zero, the number feels overwhelming, so they never start. Reframing the goal into smaller and sequential milestones eliminates this barrier entirely. Step 1. Start with a $1,000 starter fund. Your first milestone is not 3 to 6 months of expenses, it is $1,000. That first $1,000 acts as a starter emergency fund that protects you from the most common financial disruptions: a car repair, a minor medical bill, a broken appliance. It will not cover a full job loss, but it fundamentally changes your relationship with financial stress. Setting a $1,000 target first makes the goal feel achievable. Most people can reach $1,000 within 60 to 90 days with focused effort. Once you hit it, the psychological momentum you build makes the larger goal far more accessible. Step 2. Open a dedicated high-yield savings account. Do not keep your emergency fund in your primary checking account. When money is accessible within the same interface as your daily spending, it gets spent. The separation is not just psychological, it is structural. Open a dedicated high-yield savings account at an online bank or credit union. As of 2026, competitive high-yield savings accounts are offering annual percentage yields significantly above traditional bank rates. These accounts are FDIC insured up to $250,000 per depositor, per institution, meaning your money is fully protected. The interest you earn in a high-yield savings account is taxable as ordinary income and must be reported to the IRS. If you earn more than $10 in interest during the year, your financial institution will issue a 1099-INT form. Factor that into your tax planning. Step 3. Automate the contribution. Automation is the single most effective behavior change in personal finance. When you manually transfer money to savings, you are relying entirely on willpower and memory in a world designed to compete for your attention and spending. Automation removes that friction entirely. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your dedicated savings account on the same day you receive your paycheck. Even if the amount starts at $50 or $100 per transfer, the consistency compounds into real progress over time. If you are paid bi-weekly, 2 automatic transfers per month of $200 each produce $400 per month and $4,800 per year. That alone would fully fund a starter emergency fund within 3 months and put a meaningful dent in a full 3 to 6 month fund within a year. If you find this practical and useful, take 2 seconds right now and hit that like button. It signals to the platform that this kind of grounded financial content deserves to reach more people. Step 4. Find the extra money. Automation works best when paired with a deliberate effort to free up additional cash. There are 3 primary ways to do this quickly. The first is a spending audit. Pull up your last 60 days of bank and credit card statements and categorize every transaction. Most people find $150 to $300 per month in spending that delivers almost no value. Forgotten subscriptions, redundant services, impulse purchases, and recurring convenience fees. Redirecting even half of that toward your emergency fund meaningfully accelerates your timeline. The second is a temporary income boost. A focused 2 to 3 month effort to generate additional income, whether through selling unused items, to picking up freelance work, offering a service within your existing skills, or taking on additional hours, can produce $500 to $2,000 in accelerated contributions. This does not need to be permanent. A short burst of additional effort early on can shave months off your savings timeline. The third is the windfall rule. Every time you receive a financial windfall, a tax refund, a work bonus, a gift, a side income payout, commit to directing at least 50% of it into your emergency fund until you hit your target. The average federal tax refund in the United States is approximately $3,000. Directing even half of one refund into savings is a powerful one-time contribution. Step 5. Protect it like it is a bill. Treating your emergency fund contribution as a non-negotiable monthly obligation is the mindset shift that separates people who actually build financial safety nets from those who keep meaning to. Your rent is not optional. Your insurance premium is not optional. Your emergency fund contribution should carry the same priority. If an actual emergency forces you to use part or all of your fund, treat refilling it with the same urgency. The moment you draw from it, the replenishment plan activates immediately. The fund is a revolving safety net, not a one-time savings goal. A realistic timeline. Here is what a realistic timeline looks like for someone starting from zero with $300 per month available for savings. Month 3. $900 saved, approaching the $1,000 starter milestone. Month 6. $1,800 saved. Month 12. $3,600 saved. Month 18. $5,400 saved. Month 24. $7,200 saved, potentially covering 2 to 3 months of lean essential expenses. Combine this with occasional windfalls and a spending audit, and many people can compress this timeline significantly. The math is straightforward. The discipline is the work. Where emergency funds fit in the bigger picture. An emergency fund does not compete with investing. It enables it. When you carry a financial cushion, you never have to liquidate investment accounts at a loss during a market downturn because your car needed repairs. You never have to pull from a Roth IRA or a 401k and face early withdrawal penalties and tax consequences because of a medical bill. You never have to put a life emergency on a credit card and pay 20% to 25% annual interest to dig yourself out. The emergency fund is the reason every other financial strategy you build actually holds when life gets unpredictable. It is not the exciting part of wealth building, it is the necessary part. Start this week. Open the account today. Set up the automatic transfer before you go to sleep tonight. The timeline does not begin until the first action is taken. If this video helped you think about your finances more clearly, subscribe to this channel right now. Every week covers practical, well-researched financial content built for people who are serious about building lasting financial security. One click on that subscribe button keeps that content coming directly to you.